So great. I love your face in it.
And everyone can hear the banter during the countdown.
That's perfect. Okay. So they know we're coming on. Yes.
So you don't go, what is this? What are we watching?
It's going to dramatically
Why is it
change
counting down? Is it going to blow up?
It's going to dramatically change our viewership numbers.
Right. We'll have 2. We'll double our audience. I don't have a pen.
At all.
Welcome back. Happy Friday. TGIF and F is what I like to say. And it's what I learned this week with Fitz and Nay J. And of course, we have a guest, but we're going to talk about our guest in just a minute because we want to kind of recap where we are and what we're going to do and talk about what we're going to do and all that stuff. And so I'll pass it over to my lovely co-host, Renee Schulz-Jacobson.
Thanks, Scott. For those of you who watched us last week, you saw that Scott and I each brought in an item that we've been holding on to, kind of a useless item that we've been holding on to for assorted reasons. And we kind of left it up to the viewers to decide which one we should actually get rid of. And it was very clear that the viewers said I needed to get rid of my wedding plate, which I've been holding on to now that I've been divorced for 5 years.
The gorgeous plate? or was it the ugly ass plate?
The ugly ass plate, right. And so, however, Scott and I had a secondary conversation where we thought to ourselves, well, maybe instead of like destroying these items, which would have been fun too, be fun to smash and burn and things like that, but we thought maybe we could collect our items and potentially have an event later to
push them off on some other poor slobs.
So one person's trash is another person's treasure. And we thought that we could collect these items at a future date, maybe have like some kind of an event and where we could auction them off and the proceeds would go to some kind of a local charity. So all that's in the works. But to that point,
the Fitz Needs Money charity.
The Nay needs the starving artist.
The starving artist, yes. That's the one.
So anyway, to this point, I got to thinking and I thought, we can only bring in so much of our own junk. And so I thought it would be really fun to first of all, also, Scott clearly was keeping his stick, his monkey paw there, his scratchy stick. So, yeah. And so I thought that wasn't fair. So he has actually brought in another.
Hello, McFly.
Another object this week to donate to the auction cause. You're really letting go of this one, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do that in a minute. But then we also thought what would be really fun was if we started to bring in guests, local people, because Scott and I are both very curious we love to meet new people. And so it just seemed like this would be a natural way to pull in new people and maybe highlight some local businesses, but also find out what they're holding on to that they'd be willing to let go of.
Yeah.
So to that point, we have with us this morning.
Who do we got?
We have Jessica from Jessica's Bubble Tea.
Hey guys, how are you?
And you come bearing gifts.
I do. Lots of
gifts. Look at this. Look at this. So we've got bubble teas. We've got jack-o'-lantern bags. My stuff's falling off the table.
Tons of good stuff in there.
My goodness. Well,
so good.
It's so cool to have you here.
Yes.
I only just met you online the other day on the many social media channels that you occupy.
Yes, I do.
So I feel like I have 1,000 questions.
You start because you don't know her, so this is going to be really
I don't know.
fresh.
So it's all exploratory from my point of view.
Stick your finger in there and poke it around a little.
Where's my paw? Dropped on the floor. So we'll start with the bubble tea, and this is the first time. Well, no, it's not the first time. This is the first time in a while that I've had bubble tea before, and actually the first time I had it, I didn't quite like it. I must have had the wrong one.
Yeah, some of them are very different and unique. They're from Thailand originally, so
check that question off.
Yes, and so I brought you a few different ones. My favorite one is the one that you're drinking and Renee is drinking right now: the strawberry grape and the mango peach.
Oh yeah, strawberry grape is totally
fruit tea, nice and refreshing.
I'm totally hooked. And the little bubble. What are the bubbles? What are they?
So they are made out of seaweed. Believe it or not, they're all vegan.
Really?
And they're filled with like juice flavors. So like that one's filled with strawberry juice, and it's It's actually
see them?
it's high glucose corn syrup, which is inside of those, and they are delicious.
So it's very low-cal.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
I only
Suddenly
scoop out a little bit, so you're
good.
not.
The bubbles are going right to my thighs.
Yeah.
So do you make, what's the process in making that? I know it's like probably a ridiculous process. So
Yes. So
dumb it down for me.
I don't make the popping pearls myself.
Popping
ones-
pearls.
Yes,
Popping
that's what they're
pearls.
called.
I love it.
Yes.
That's great.
Those ones I get in, wholesale, and then the tapioca pearls,
Yeah,
which
the
are
they
ones.
smaller?
These ones.
No, they're dense and amazing.
They're super chewy. They're kind of like sucking up like gummies through the straw. And those ones are made out of tapioca, and there's like a huge recipe for it that I have, and I just started learning how to make them myself.
I'm the only one in my house that likes tapioca pudding. Nobody
Just
in my
another
house.
reason
They're all
we get
like,
along.
They're all like, ew. I'm like, I love tapioca. More for me. I make
So
it by
delicious.
the vat.
So delicious.
So that's cool because I was going to say that must be one hell of a process to make
It does take a
make
while.
these things. So, but you're learning how to make the tapioca
Yes,
pearls.
Yes, I wish
or
that I had
balls.
my book out.
How did you even get involved in this? Like,
Yeah.
what?
So-
like how? People don't wake up one day and think, "Oh, I'm gonna make tapioca balls."
Right. It was actually a super funny
some people do.
story. My friend Scotty, he also owns a bubble tea business, and I went to him one time after the public market, and I was like, "Oh, I want to try some bubble tea because I've heard about it, but I've never tried it." And I tried his, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a drink that you eat."
Right.
I'm like, who doesn't love this? I'm like, this is fantastic. As long as you know that it's coming up through the straw and you don't choke on it, it's a great experience. So I bought these books. It's just a bubble tea book. And
bubble tea book.
I bought tons. So I mean, I have
A primer.
all of the volumes of it, but I've done all of my research on bubble tea, and this tells you exactly how to make the bubble tea, all of the recipes. So I've done my research when it comes to learning how to make it.
You mean you didn't just say, I'm going to make bubble tea and jump in and start a business without knowing what to do?
Well, I mean,
You did
that's-
research first?
That is kind of what I'm known for, starting businesses and just diving into it and starting them without really knowing what I'm doing. I feel like you fake it till you make it, right?
Look around you.
Hello. You're our kind of people. Yeah. Jess is very, very creative. She actually is being a little humble right now. She doesn't just do, bubble tea. She also, you want to tell your other superpowers?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So,
Okay.
hold on again.
Pimp it, pimp it.
All
Pimp it
right,
out.
So I make tons of stuff, and I'm doing a ton of businesses. I have, I want to say 5 right now. I'm just going to go really quick so you can get a general idea. First business that I did, thank you. First business that I started with my husband was Market Seafood. We started that in 2017 when we got married. So we run that together.
You guys are like newlyweds.
Where was that?
Yes,
Where
yes.
was that? Or is it's not there anymore? Or
No, so we were on Joseph Avenue with his family for a very long time. His grandfather, who was a Holocaust survivor, an amazing man, Jack Feldman, he was the one that started it all. Him and his wife Sally, Zach's grandparents, and then his father took over, and now us. So we are third-time generation business owners.
That's
Almost
awesome.
70 years.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
I was gonna ask, how did you decide seafood
Right.
Yeah.
in Rochester? It's
Right.
not like so that was a family business that you guys kind of
Yes.
jumped to. That's awesome.
Yeah, and
I'm a big fan of the multi-generational business thing because they're going away
They
and
are.
they're disappearing and they're few and far between. So
I like to stay
Kudos.
busy. I
Yeah, so-
love to stay busy.
So that's one business. Keep going, Jess.
Yes. So then it's the bubble tea business, Jessica's Bubble Tea.
Which is where?
Rochester Public Market, 280 North Union Street downtown. I will actually be in Palmyra today at the Pelmac Homecoming at 4:30 tonight. If you are interested in stopping by, I'll have my bubble tea. And then moving on, we have What You Wonton, which is a wonton business.
what you want on?
That I started with my husband one day. I wanted to surprise
day?
him. One day, yes. I wanted to surprise him with a treat for dinner, something different. And we love crab rangoon. So I made it for him at home, and he was like, "Oh my God, you need to sell these." And I was like, okay.
It's like the ultimate compliment, right? Oh my God, you need to sell these. You need to stop what you're doing and start a business.
And P.S., people probably say that to others, but who actually follows through and says, you're right, and then like creates the business around it. So, But she does with everything. If you say she should sell
I'm glad I didn't do that because I'd be out selling peanut butter banana sandwiches or something.
That would probably sell. I mean, have you seen those trucks? There's just a grilled cheese.
Are you going to do a bubble tea truck or something?
I would love to. I've got so many things in the works right now. I'm covering a whole bunch of college events, weddings, anything and everything from in between. It's going to be great.
It'd be great to have a bubble tea truck. Like, remember the ice cream trucks that went like ding,
yes,
ding, ding,
I can
ding,
play
ding,
the bubble
ding,
tea
ding,
song.
ding, yes.
What's the bubble tea song? Do you have one?
Now you're singing it.
Blub, blub, blub. I don't know. It would be something like, along the lines of like maybe bubbles will flow from the truck and then you can follow the bubbles. And here I am. There you go. That's the perfect sound.
Wow.
So what is that? 3 now? We're on 3?
Yeah.
All right. And then I
there's
have...
more. But wait, there's more.
But there's more. I have a few online businesses. One of them is called Twisted Flowers, and that is my wreath business that Renee got to see yesterday. I make Buffalo Bills football wreaths, all of the NFL things, and those have been going crazy. I had like 10 orders last week that I had to fill. It was nuts.
Yes, because people are crazy about their, sports teams. So
yes,
very cool. So you've got that.
Yep. And then the final one is just honestly, it's a Mod Podge of everything that I do. It is pet ashes that I turn into angel pendants. I do tumblers, scarves, knitting, crocheting.
Your face is so
I make
amazing.
earrings, jewelry. I mean, I literally do it all.
So that's on your Etsy? That's on your Etsy.
I have another business idea that you haven't thought of.
What is it? Are you
Naming
sure?
other businesses. Because all of the names of your businesses are clever and they're
Twisted Flowers, what
yeah,
you
I
want
mean, come on.
Yeah.
You could charge a premium. All right, what type of business are you? I'll come up with the perfect name.
Actually, I thought of my 6th business. It is on my website. It's business.
On her right over.
It's business.
She actually incorporated on her right over.
LLC.
She's got the Department of Corporations like on her speed dial.
How did you
Hey,
know?
Tom, I'm starting another one.
How did you know?
Okay, so what's this one?
It's just business consulting. So if you need any help with your business, any ideas, questions, how to start a business,
The meta
I can
level.
help.
The meta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
And I have a YouTube channel too.
oh, right.
We can't hear the applause, but it's happening.
happening.
Trust me. Trust me.
It's happening in the background. And so great. So we're so happy to have you here with us
so
today. I'm so
excited.
glad that you can share all your businesses. What we can do is maybe in the show notes we can link to some of your businesses because I
Yes.
know there's probably some of those crazy Buffalo Bills fans out there who are like wreaths.
I know. So
Is
many wreaths.
that what we have? We'll go wide here. Is that what we have in the bag
So
here?
I brought a whole bunch of bubble tea stuff.
Oh
Bubble
my
tea.
gosh, she
Yes.
brought us gifts.
Bubble tea swag.
Ooh, who gets the shirt?
I would.
I think that would be Renee.
Okay, yay, I get a shirt. What does
But
it say?
it is so cute. It's
Peace, love, boba.
yes.
Spin it up that way.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's cute. That's mine.
Isn't that adorable?
Yeah.
My friend Morgan Parsons makes them for
go.
me.
Thank you, sister.
Yep, love those.
Wow, there's all kinds of stuff in
I
here.
know. We have keychains, tumblers. Oh, and I packed the take-home tarot thing, so you can. It's the kit, so you can
make your own.
Yep, you can make it
Oh,
all
my
by
kid
yourself.
would love that.
Look at all this.
And then those are permanent
Color
decals that you can put.
Oh my
anywhere.
gosh, she's just a marketing maven, and very generous, as you can see. This is
course.
super.
My
that's her new
goodness.
keychains.
Yes.
That's
new
awesome.
keychains.
Isn't that so
I know.
cute? I'm obsessed with
And
that.
Okay,
little
are you going to show what you made last night?
Oh my goodness.
You guys,
Yes.
so last night Jessica and I were chatting and she was in the process of making a wreath. So she's making these red and blue flowers and putting them onto this wreath. Yes. And then an hour later there's a new post up.
Yep.
And it's like, "Oh, look what I made." And she's made a new scarf.
You know those
I made a new
old time
scarf.
buskers that are out and they've got the bass drum and then a trumpet and
Yeah.
that's her. She's got 50 instruments and she's walking around, but every time she plays it's like the works of Mozart or something. It's
A
ridiculous.
new thing pops out. Exactly. So this is her
That's
new.
lovely. So is that a
Yes.
scarf?
So hold on, I got it. My hair is
So great.
tangled, but
Let
I
me
got to
get you
get
on
this.
So
down.
I'm going to
here.
speak to this for a minute,
we
this
go.
thing that she's made, because for real, I'm one of those people who loves scarves, but I don't understand, and I've never understood why they need to be so damn long. like, why do they have to hang so long? You know, like how many times you need to go around your head or whatever. So just,
I think that's the idea, right?
well, but then they're like choking you and stuff. I don't know.
I'm not a scarf guy, so I don't know.
I like how they look, but I don't like how they feel. So she's basically created a wrap.
Yes.
It's an innovation.
Yeah, so it is double-sided. It's all fleece, and then I put minky on the inside. I put a little UGG button on it that I buy wholesale
Copyright
from Etsy.
infringement.
I know. My husband was like, "Don't sell that," and I was like, "Don't worry. I bought them legally
It's the
on
prototype.
Etsy."
It's the prototype. Right.
But you unclip it, and it's not long, but you can interchange it with every jacket that you have.
And how long did it take you to make that?
15 minutes from start to finish.
I don't know. I'm creative, but like that's next level. Next level creativity.
And you know the funny
And on our
story?
next Overachievers episode,
I'm speechless, truly. So anyway, I think you can.
what were you going to say, Jess? I cut you off.
Sorry.
I saw this on TikTok. It was a girl that bought one online, and I was like, I want that. So I went and I tried to buy it, and it was like $100. And I was like, I'm not buying that for $100. So I made it myself for $5.
Oh my God, so great! And now you're
Leftover
selling them for
fabric at
$100.
Well, I had leftover fabric at home, but I'm going to be doing Buffalo Bills ones soon too. So I know that those are going to go pretty quick.
So my next question is just sort of walk me through your typical day.
Oh gosh! All right.
You get up about 40 minutes after you go to bed the night before.
Totally.
No, honestly, if you were to ask my husband, he would say she sleeps in a lot. She loves her sleep. No, I'm up probably around like 8 o'clock every morning, if not earlier, if I have stuff to do. Check your social media, messages, emails, phone calls, and then probably around like 10 a.m. I'm done with all of that. I have to start my day, and it's all different stuff because I have some days will be deliveries for wreaths, some days will be deliveries for bubble tea. Other days will be sitting at home making things to prep for shows and stuff.
So you have employees then at your business?
I do.
Okay, because you're not up there making bubble tea at 5 a.m., making tapioca pearls.
I am by myself. Usually Saturday mornings, my help doesn't come in until about 6 a.m. Sometimes they're there earlier, which I love. But, no, who likes waking up super early in the morning? I've been trained to do it, and I'm up at 2:45 on Saturdays.
That's not early. That's late.
Right, late in the night.
That's late in the night. People are just going to bed.
Yeah.
2:45. Not me, of course. I'm in bed by 7. But
right.
I'm up at 5. So.
She's a busy woman. So
Yeah.
That's awesome, though. That's really great. I mean, it's kind of a proof that you can make the most out of your day.
Yes, absolutely.
All you have to do is go for it, really. I mean, helps to have the mind that you have and the ideas and, seeing the opportunity in something mundane and go, oh, look, wow, we could do this.
Right, yeah. Well, when I was little, my third grade teacher told me that I had ADHD. And she diagnosed me with it, put me on Ritalin. I mean, my parents did.
I was like, your teacher put you on Ritalin?
Yeah, I was like, I should probably clarify that. So when I went on it, I've been on it for since I was 24 years old. So 8 years old to 24, I was on it, and it changed me. I was a quiet person. I didn't have any confidence. Always just kept things to myself, and my creativity went down the drain.
Right.
Then when I went off
you
of
were
it,
not being your true self.
Right.
You were being
yeah.
sedated.
And then when I went off of it, my life completely changed. I'm so bubbly and energetic, and a lot of people can't really handle my enthusiasm because they're always like, oh my gosh, why is she so happy? Why is she so excited? And I'm like,
I think it's infectious. I love it.
You can understand now why Jessica and I connected.
Oh, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
You can
Yes.
just hear it's like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
So do you want to explain how we met? And
Yes,
I
absolutely.
can imagine. There's
was
a
fun.
crowded room,
Our eyes met.
and it was like,
We just locked.
yeah, you just locked.
So
That's kind of it. Because you don't have to explain it now.
right, yeah. I met Renee at the Purple Painted Lady Festival out in Palmyra, and it was my first
The
festival.
last one just recently? Oh, so
Yep.
you guys are new besties.
new
Yes,
besties, new
yes.
besties. Yeah.
And our friendship has just taken off from here. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm so blessed and excited to have met her. But we met because I walked past her stall or her stand, and I locked eyes on the book that she was selling. And I instantly was like, oh my gosh.
The book is called Psychiatrist, Waking
Yes.
Up After a Decade of Bad Medicine. It's available on Amazon.
And
Yes.
Audible.
And Audible.
And Audible,
Which
yep.
Scott handled for me. Thank you.
Yes.
So continue.
Her story is incredible. And I was so shocked because I was like, there is no way I am reading this book right now. And it is literally almost word for word exactly what happened to me last year.
Wow.
Being on benzos, Klonopin, and going through a horrible withdrawal experience.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I am writing a book on it, so that story will be coming out in the next few years, so stay tuned.
Is that not crazy? And I hear, because you and I have talked about this a long time now, that's what happens at my booth all the time, is that people come and they say, this is crazy, this happened to me, this happened to my mother, whatever. And
yet it's still not something that is widely known, that people even know about.
Correct.
Yeah.
So she and I really connected on this, and you could hear she's medicated early, and you can see the person that she is.
Yes.
Super bubbly, super, and a lot of us, I think that, that's the route that we get shoved down or whatever. So there's something wrong with being this bubbly and outgoing. And the reality is some of us just are very, that if channeled properly into the right passion, then, there's a lot of goodness that can come out of it. So,
absolutely.
when channeled properly. But a lot of us end up psychiatrized.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, so many, especially at a young age, I feel like anytime a child is super hyper in school, they're always like, oh, well, what medication do they need to calm them down? But
I know.
Crazy. So anyway, let's bring it back up again.
Yes.
So I want to hear I want to get to the goodie. Can we get to the good part? Okay.
I just listened to that song on the radio.
So I want to know what item you brought us today or brought in today, like what semi-useless thing you've been holding on to. I want to know the story behind it and why you're ready to, why, I don't know, whatever you want to say, why you're ready to let go of it now.
Yes. So I have been holding on to this item for 10 years. Am I 10 years
Hold
old?
it a little higher.
I've been holding on to this item for
Hip-hop frog.
20-something years. I got it when I was 8. I was
little
in 3rd
box.
grade.
I'm intrigued. I
a
might
cute
also
little
want
box.
that.
It's a cute little box. I got it at Fairport Canal Days, actually, probably from an artist that I know now, but my mom gave it to me. She bought it for me, and I've had it since I was 8 years old. It does not match my life or any room in my house, and I'm like, who can I give this to? So it goes into a little box under my desk, which Renee saw yesterday. I have tons of items that I have that are like I love, and I can't throw them out, but I re-gift them. I'll get like brand new things, and sometimes I buy them. Sometimes they come from like subscription boxes, and sometimes they'll come, as little gifts. But sometimes you just don't have a use for things, so you don't want to throw them away.
I do need to understand a little bit more about this box.
Yes.
Was this something that you saw and were like, oh my God, I love it, I have to have it? Or can you just that's how it went down and your mother was like, oh, I love it?
So we were walking past the tent, and we used to live in the village of Fairport, right on DeLand Park A. And so we would walk to Fairport Canal Days all the time. And it was the last tent, and my mom was like, you have $10 left, we're leaving. And I was like, oh my gosh. She was like, well, you can save it and use it for next time. And before she even finished saying,
save it.
Yeah, I was like, what does that mean? If I don't have the money in my hand ready to spend, it's not actually there. So I ran over to this tent with my $10, and I asked the lady, I was like, what's for sale for $10? And she pointed me in the direction of these lovely little jewelry boxes. And I grabbed it, and it was $10, which maybe it was more, but she saw an eager child with $10 in her hand, and I got it.
I know that's what I do in my booth. I'm like, ooh, eager.
Yeah.
Luring the young children.
I see you.
Look, something shiny. Do you want it?
Sparkly. That's great. Well, we will happily take your hip-hop frog box.
Yes.
And it is mine now.
Yes.
See, it's been passed over. So we will hold this, and perhaps there'll be the right person who is interested in making it their own.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome. And then since we were bringing items that we're talking about things that we like to have, I brought an item that is extremely useless, but I've held on to it because it is very special to me. It's a shell that you squeeze, and there's a mermaid inside of it. But what 30-year-old keeps this? It was actually from my friend who lives in the UK. She sent it to me from the UK, and she was a pen pal that I met online, and we've become great friends. And this is the one thing that she sent, and I've kept it.
Okay, but I'm a mermaid.
That's what I said. That's why I brought it. I brought it because we are both mermaids.
Is it the Little Mermaid?
It kind of looks like the Little Mermaid.
It's got a little mermaid that burps out of that.
It's
All
so
right,
cute.
well, maybe it's a twofer then.
She wants to keep that.
I know, I actually love it.
Renee wants
that. I'm in love with it. If you
can't have it.
No, it'll be part of the box. It'll be part of the.
She's just
Renee's
taking
like,
it.
this is mine now.
She's like, sorry. Sorry, sucker.
What's my problem? Now I got a monkey stick and a. Well, anyway, but I love everyone's cast off stuff. So, so can we just bounce back to you for a minute, because you did say you have something to contribute to the cause as well. So
yeah.
Scott,
So
oh no,
I'm not a person that can rock hats. I just can't. When I wear a hat, I look stupid. So this is the hat that
I think you look great.
Da! Don't even try.
you look really special.
Yeah, really. There was a time where I did this too.
That's better.
Can I make you a film? I need a long stick and like the riding crop or something. So I got this hat when I lost a bunch of weight, and I thought that perhaps I looked good with a hat. I was like, I can wear this hat and look sexy, but I couldn't. My wife's like, get fucking rid of that hat, please. Take it off, shoot it, bury it. I don't care what you do with it. Just get it off your head.
Can you side? Can you go to the side? Like,
is
it a beret? Like, can you side?
A beret?
A beret.
No, you can't. It's enough of that hat.
We tried it every which way. Okay, so that's going to be part of our wonderful auction as well.
For my short stint working over at Entercom, which is now Odyssey, I was doing traffic, and I was working at the Buzz, doing weekends and stuff like that.
I knew your voice sounded familiar.
Oh yeah.
and I wore that because I was like, I had this idea that I felt good about myself, so I was like, I need to change my image. I need
That's
to like
a great look for you.
change my See, that's the thing. It's like that's the thing about women, though. Women can pretty much, you could accessorize randomly and it looks good.
That is true.
You know?
That's true.
I was going to say no, it's not true, but
I put a hat on and it's like,
take the compliment.
what's wrong with him?
Again, I feel like if no one comes to our exciting auction,
I walked around and I kind of confided in Nay earlier and said, this whole thing about bringing an object in is really stressing me out. My wife and I we're kind of pack rats. I'm not as much as she is. And so there's tons of things in our house that I would love to get rid of, but I'm just afraid to do it. Like, 'cause most of it's not mine.
Oh, yeah. You can't get rid of somebody else's.
Yeah, that's a big
stuff.
no-no.
My stuff is all in bins, and it's like memorabilia from my life, which there isn't a lot. All right, maybe I shouldn't have said bins. Maybe bin would be more accurate.
You're allowed to keep a bin.
But so
unless by bin you mean like it's a room,
No, a bin.
A room size
Something
bin.
with a cover.
Yeah. That's
that you can lift.
acceptable. So
There might be more than that. Maybe boxes and
it would
stuff
be
like
interesting to have Kelly in here and get her perspective on that.
It's like cassette tapes from,
I see what you have around here. There's like old headphones and wires. And
I have a whole shelf full of old 8 and 16 millimeter projectors and cameras and stuff that I had this idea I was going to put in there as a display.
Yeah.
But I still haven't gotten around to doing that. And it's been almost 5 years.
Okay.
One of these days.
Do you have an 8-track?
I do. I do have an 8-track player.
Why do birds suddenly... No.
I don't have any Carpenters.
Do you have any 45s?
What's interesting is my father-in-law just gave my son a huge bin full of records. Tons of records.
Your
There's no
father-in-law?
45s.
Your father-in-law? He's like, get rid of those.
Yeah, I know. Right. No, we get all of their stuff they're going to throw out.
Yeah, you're the collectors of the...
You're like, here, you want this? It kind of works. Right, great. Give it us.
So you're the stop before the garbage?
Yeah.
I'm sure Jess can relate to that.
But she'll take it and she'll make like a credenza out of it or something.
Right.
gosh.
That's the artist thing. Is that people are like, I was going to throw this out. And then I thought, 70,000 dolls' heads.
That's literally what I was just going to mention.
Maybe you could make a fur coat out of that.
Ew, that's the creepiest thing I've ever heard.
It's a thing.
Oh, man, you should
You
have
made
seen
a
the
coat
earrings.
out of dolls' heads?
No.
Oh.
You should see the earrings that I
Earrings.
made last night.
Out of dolls' heads?
Yeah. My
gross.
husband was like, what are you doing and why are you
They're for
planning on
Halloween?
selling them? Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
You get a
But-
pass.
Here, I'll show you right here.
Oh my goodness. Well, actually, that looks much more interesting
Yeah,
than
she
I
just kind of cut. She
envisioned
kind
in
of cut
my
the
head.
heads off and put a little red, like probably is it like nail polish or paint or something? And
It is.
a
It's just a
pocket. Oh,
little
there you
bit.
go. That's perfect. And there they are, bloody half heads. So I'm sure they're on your Etsy.
They are on my Etsy page.
on that note. Yeah. So how can people find you?
Right.
On my website, I believe it's linked somewhere. I don't have like a regular website, but on my Etsy page, it's just called Bliss by Jessica.
Didn't you just put up like a link tree something or
I
other?
did, yes. I have my link tree up, and that one has
Oh, that's
all
perfect.
of my links in it.
We'll
That's
we'll
perfect.
pop that down in the
We'll put a link to your link tree.
yes
Perfect.
in the comments.
Perfect. Did we?
Oh, yeah, we didn't learn anything.
I was going to say, did we want to talk about what we learned this week?
How long we
I
been?
feel
All right,
like
we're at
I
a half
do-
hour. Okay.
Yeah. Well, do you want to start with that, Scott? So, did you have some? I mean, I know.
Jeez, we this has been such a positive.
I know. Let's bring it right down.
You're going to bring it right down now. My learning this week has been that, God, I really hate to bring this conversation down.
It's all right.
At any moment, a sharp turn in your life can end it all. I mean, any one decision that you make can completely reverse all of your momentum, can completely, it got real quiet. But that was my learning this week because there was just a bunch of things that happened and I was thinking, wow, just 8 hours ago, I was super happy. Just 8 hours ago, I was on top of the world. Everything was going great. And then now 8 hours later, I feel like I'm like, it's like the all is lost part of a script.
Yeah.
Where it's like, all right, well, thankfully I know how script writing goes. So I know that there's going to be a turn here and it's going to come back up. But at the time I was like, oh my God, I'm actually at a point where I don't think I can do what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Yeah.
I feel like that happens to all of us sometimes, with seasonal depression and stuff. It gets dark out. It gets, darker earlier and the light is just gone in the day. And I feel like it really tends to bring people down in the fall time.
I feel like if you are not having those kinds of, dips and valleys, you're not paying attention to the world.
Right.
I mean, yes, your own life, but like it is rough out there. We just, I don't have to recap the news, but we've got wars and hurricanes and, I think Joe Biden just said something about Armageddon. Did you hear that?
No, I
had a
didn't
quote.
hear
He
that.
said we're the closest we've ever been to Armageddon since the Bay of Pigs.
Because of Russia.
Right. And, and I'm not debating that, but it's just like, wow, that's
Did you have to say that?
That's heavy stuff. That's end of days. So, if you're tuned into the news and you hear that, we all have our own problems, but that on top, climate change, it's like you're not paying attention and not feeling if you don't have that. But the good thing about you, like you said, is you have tools and you have the mindset, I hope, to know that when you're in that part of the ride where you're just like, oh my God, this doesn't get any worse. It's gonna.
It does.
I do now. I didn't used to for a year, for the majority of my adult life. That's when I would like the all is lost and be like, yep, it's lost. I'm going to go.
Time to jump.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to go climb, under my covers and see if it stops.
Yeah.
But thankfully now I'm surrounded by, like I get to see you every week
know,
and
it's so much
you're
better
a
for the
bright,
mood.
shiny spotlight in my life. Crazy though as
She's
you
just
are.
a whole positive vibe.
Well,
And I got to meet you today, and you
yes,
brought
yes.
delicious tea and a bag full of goodies. So,
to that point, I was just going to piggyback on that and say that's how I feel about you too. Like we started this thing so that we could just have a scheduled time to just catch up and chat a little bit because we don't get to do that. And I do feel like you bring me. I think we fill each other. What do you say? I don't want to be. That sounds porno if I say that. You fill me up. You fill me up. You know what I mean? But why does it always go there with me? But you know what I mean? Like we definitely appreciate each other's skill set. That's a nicer way to say it.
Yeah.
And if you don't mind, I'm going to just steal that a little bit and say, you know, I had this horrible brain injury, and my learning this week is kind of similar to yours, but maybe I was in like a bit better place. I was homebound for so long, for years and years and years, homebound, couldn't leave my house. And so I feel like I'm suddenly having all these adventures again, like really opening up my life again. And so, I've been like square dancing and all this stuff and dorky things that I've been doing. But last night I found on Marketplace, on the Facebook Marketplace, I found a guy selling a Zildjian splash. I play the drums, and so there was a splash. Do you know how much these suckers usually go
splash, the little splash?
10-inch, yeah. You want to guess how much a Zildjian new?
$350?
Oh, yeah, like easy. Yeah. Like $260 if you get it on sale.
I used to play the drums, by the way. You didn't know that.
I love playing the drums.
Wait, so guess how much I scored this cymbal for?
200. 150.
10.
Somewhere between 10 and 150. Anyone want?
Now is it down? 50.
$30.
Wow.
I was closer.
How did you do that?
I
turn on the old Nay charm?
No, that's what it was advertised for. I didn't do anything.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, so you just got a deal. You just found a deal.
I found a deal, and I like scooted over to that guy's house, and I drove out there, and I had a friend with me because I don't know, you can't go as a woman. You can't.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Facebook Marketplace.
This is your public
Might
service
be the last time
announcement.
you go somewhere.
Right. Don't do that. But so I had a friend and went in this house, and this guy had 3 drum setups, and he had it set up so I could play it and listen to it, and I was like, sold. Right. Yeah, and I was trying not to look too psyched and too eager, but I was like, whoa, got out of there. And I just feel like I'm open again. Like I can do that. I can go out of my house. I can be spontaneous again. And I do feel like I have friends again. Like I have things to look forward to. I have things that punctuate my week, like Fridays with Scott or Tuesdays square dancing. Wednesdays is my Zoom class. Thursdays is my memoir writing class that I have, people working with me. And then like I'm meeting people like Jessica at festivals, and just I feel like my life is being repopulated. So that feels so good. But that's not to say I don't have those lows in there too, like every night at 10 o'clock.
Like we say,
when I'm alone.
When you get to the point where you know that you can't control everything, but you know that you can control how you react to those things. That's huge learning. Yes. For me, and because it's not always that easy.
I know sometimes it doesn't feel like you can control how you can react. Sometimes you just got to cry it out.
Yeah. Well, it's like, thankfully I can go home to my wife and my kids. And even though my kids are probably sleeping, or I don't see them that often now because they're teenagers and I don't even know what the hell they do. But it's going home. Here is my sanctuary, and home is my sanctuary. And really, I don't venture too far out from either one of them, except for maybe to Wegmans. That's about it. That's my life.
Well, the next time I'm going on an adventure to go get some kind of drum stuff.
Yeah,
I might be calling you like, come on my adventure with me. What about you, Jess? Did you have some learning this week?
Oh, I did. I wanted to relate to you guys with, everything that you guys have been talking about. Last year, kind of like not last year, but what you were saying with being, kind of like you have to react to certain things in certain ways, and you have to try and make sure that you keep your composure. It is very difficult when you are frustrated or you're not completely able to understand something that someone is trying to teach you. And for me, it was not necessarily someone trying to teach me, but myself. Like I needed to learn that everyone makes mistakes. Everybody goes through life and tries to put up this kind of like persona or, pretend to be someone that they're not. And when you are sometimes fully yourself and super full and energetic like I am, people kind of tend to look at you differently, and they're like, is she really who she says she is? Right. Or
what's she hiding? What's she
why
overcompensating
is she so happy?
for?
What is she on?
What's she on?
And,
what's she on?
And why? It just some people don't understand that happiness comes from within, and you don't need other people to be happy. However, they make it a lot better.
Yeah.
And so for me, I learned this week that meeting new people and trying to hold them close is important, but other times if you hold people close and they don't want to stay close with you,
Yeah.
it makes it really difficult on yourself being a person, and who you are. It kind of brings you down, and it changes your attitude a little bit because you're kind of mourning over the loss of what you thought that you had, when it wasn't actually really there for that other person.
Yeah.
So I hold people close. Any friendships that I have and connect with, I like to hold on for life and build the relationships.
You can see why we.
Right.
Yeah. He's heard me limit. Meanwhile, I didn't know you were going that deep, Jess. I thought you were going to talk about how you like life better as a blonde than a brunette.
Well, I was, you guys were talking too, so I was like, I'm gonna relate this. But yeah, I actually last night, 2 days ago, I dyed my hair brown. Hated it. So a day later, I changed back to blonde. So my hair is probably fried right now, but it looks great.
It looks so good. I'm touching it on the side. See my hand touching it. So great. Looks so good. Feels soft too. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Hair masks. Hey,
that's great.
Well, it was a wonderful treat to have you here.
Yes, thank you
on
for
every
having
level.
me. Yes.
On every level.
Yeah, on many levels.
Wait, let me put the label there.
There we go.
Here we are, all of us at once. Oh, look at that.
Pull it all the way back. My focus is over here. Mm-hmm. So. Well, it was great. I'm so excited that you said let's bring on a guest.
And
yes,
I think
awesome.
you need to select the next person. So you pick the person next time.
Okay,
and we'll alternate. It doesn't have to be every week, but we'll bring some people on. We'll collect some goodies.
Yes, I love this. So much fun.
Did you give her mermaid back?
No,
she wants to keep it.
It's in there.
She's gonna wrestle you for it at the end. And then, of course, I always have to bring this up because this is my favorite piece of artwork that
thanks,
Nay
Dad.
did. And it's got a great message: be not afraid and do epic shit.
Yeah.
And that's what we try to do. At least that's what I try to do. Sometimes it doesn't end up being epic; it ends up being shit. But we try anyway.
Fall down 7 times, get a 8, right?
There you go. There you go.
Well, thank you for another week of hanging out in your great studio. And I'm just reminding people, Scott has a beautiful studio here or is this considered Craig Road or is it?
Bushnell's Basin.
Bushnell's Basin. And if you're looking to do a legacy cast or a legacy cast, or you've got an audiobook, or you just got what else podcast, things like that, this is the place to come because he makes it so easy. Was this not effortless?
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I'm so happy that I was a part of this today. Love it. Anytime you guys want me back, call.
Well, considering that you upped our viewership by 6,000%,
that's awesome.
It was good to have you here.
Great. That's a joy.
I love it.
We'll be back next week for What I Learned This Week, right here wherever you're watching this. Take care.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.